Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we are taking a look at the SIDI X-3 Lei Boots available at RevZilla.com. So the Lei stands for ladies. So for you women riders out there that have been looking for a true motocross boot that's going to carry over the same level of protection that the men are seeing, the X3 is really going to be the top of the line across pretty much every manufacturer we've seen for a motocross boot. This is going to carry over the same technology that's used in the X3 men's boot from SIDI. So breaking this down, there's a ton of technology baked in here, so there's a lot to get through, but first and foremost, I want to hit sizing. So sizing for this is going to range from a 37 to a 43 European, and I had Sarah, our production coordinator, put a pair of these on and try them around. Now, if you're not familiar with Sarah, she's got her motorcycle license, but she's most familiar, to our audience because she spent a lot of time on the back of the bike with Lemmy on the Goldwing review, so you can always check that out if you want to know exactly who Sarah is. When she put these on, she felt that they fit about a half size large compared to some of the other SIDI boots that she's worn. So keep this in mind. She's typically an 8, which would translate to a 40. She was able to fit into a 7 in these, a little bit snug. We're going to say they fit about a half size large. Now these are only available in whole sizes, so what I'd recommend for you is if you find yourself between two sizes on SIDI's size chart, size down as opposed to up. So that's really where you're going to find yourself when you're using SIDI's size chart for this. As far as colors are concerned, the white, hot pink, and blue version is the only color available. And while I personally like this color, if this was in a men's boot, I would wear this. It's wild, it's flashy, I think it's kind of cool. I would love to have seen them do just a plain black version as well. So maybe for the next iteration of this, we can see just a plain black colorway for someone that doesn't want a high-vis blue, pink, and white boot. Now, SIDI is a brand that we know here at RevZilla. They are known for their high-end motorcycle boots. If you're a bicyclist, you might even know them for their high-end bicycle shoes. But really what we're seeing with the X3 from SIDI is they've stepped away from the pack and they've brought us a full-on motocross boot for all you women riders out there around the $375 price point. Now, to give you an idea of why this is so important, we did some searching on RevZilla's website, and there's roughly around 100 different pairs of men's motocross boots. For women out there, 5. You get 5 different options, and the most aggressive option up until this point has been the Comp 5 from Fox. Now the Comp 5 isn't going to give you a replaceable sole, it's not going to give you a hinged ankle system, and you're not going to get this crazy excess beefed up protection the way the X3 is giving you. So when we say that this is the most aggressive motocross boot for you women riders out there, it really is. So if you are tired of having to try and find men's boot that fit you, this is going to be one for you to consider. Now, breaking this down, the first thing you need to know is that Lei designation does mean this is for women. So it's designed to fit a woman's foot. It's just going to work better for your overall, for the toe box at the front, and then as it carries up through the ankle, it's really going to be fine-tuned to work for your foot over the size of a men's foot. When we take a look at the sole on this is going to be fully replaceable. Now there's 2 different types of soles that we've traditionally seen from SIDI. You're going to have the TA sole, which is going to be your enduro style sole, which is what this is, and then there's your MX sole, which is your motocross sole. So while this gets the TA sole, you do have the option to replace this. So it is a fully replaceable sole, so if you get this boot, you wear it out and you say, hey, you know what, I really want to go with the MX sole. The replaceable soles are around the $30 price point, and then you can just take it to your regular cobbler and have them resold. So it's an excellent additional feature from SIDI because when you buy the pair of boots, they're really designed to last. There's a lot of replaceable parts designed with the X3. Now, like I said earlier, this is going to be the TA sole, which is your enduro style sole, maximized grip, but you're also going to have grip on the medial side, a little bit more of a slide feature on the lateral side, and this is going to be perfect for you out there. You're going through a corner, you need to dab, you need to kick yourself back up. You have that slide feature, which really works nicely while maximizing grip on the inside. As you work up to the toe on this, you do have the reinforced steel toe. And then your toe reinforcement is going to be super beefy, super gnarly TPU. You're going to have dual stitch TPU reinforcement pretty much covering the entire medial side of this boot. Your toe is going to start there, maximum reinforcement at the toe cap. As we work our way around to the medial side, you are going to see that TPU carries throughout the entire medial side, around to the heel, and then you're going to have your ankle hinge system. So this is, again, where we're taking a step away from the other competitors. Now, regardless of the hinge system, this boot is designed for maximum protection. This boot is not designed for your overall comfort, and we're going to see that even with that sole design we were talking about. This is a 10 out of 10 on the rigidity scale. So this is a boot that, I mean, you're going to have a hard time flexing in, and that's because it's designed to keep you safe. Now, with the hinge system, you do get a little bit of extra flexibility there, and as you work your way around your back, you are going to see there is going to be a blade system that works up to protect the Achilles as well as the back of your foot as well. If that kicker comes up, if you get a rock, a tree branch, something that slams into the back of your foot, this is going to work to protect you, and that hinge system will help to protect against hyperextension, just as well as adding that flexibility there. A little bit of bellows below the hinge system. If I pull this back, you can actually see the bellows kind of working. And again, it's below that TPU hinge system there. But it's really the maximum protection. That TPU is going to carry all the way around the lateral side. And then you do have a little bit of the synthetic leather underneath, and that's really the base construction that you're seeing here in the high-vis pink and blue. It's that synthetic leather. So keep in mind, when we were talking about sizing in the beginning, this boot is not going to break in. So when you put this on your foot, make sure it fits you the way you want it to. Traditional leather has a tendency to break in a little bit of time, kind of mold itself to your foot. When you're looking at synthetic leather, when you're looking at a boot with this much TPU, you're not going to have that happen. So really focus on fitment as you get these out of the box. When we're talking about the hinge system, fully replaceable buckles, and these are the same buckles that we're seeing in the men's version. You've got metal buckles, fully replaceable, and you do have a little bit of TPU protection at the bottom here to make sure you're not going to damage that lower buckle. Working our way up, massive entry point. Nothing as far as waterproof lining, but it is going to have the cambrel lining. And what this is it really helps to wick sweat away, and it's also going to be odor resistant. The other thing to note is on the top of this, you want to make sure you're wearing a full height sock. One of the earlier questions that we get from a lot of first-time riders out there that really haven't used a full motocross boot before is, I'm getting some rubbing along my calf. What can I do to prevent this? There is going to be this really unique, or this really normal stretch material that we're seeing a lot of different manufacturers use. But even with that, you want to make sure you're using a full height sock to prevent any rubbing or discomfort along your calf. The other thing you'll note, that full shin protection here, there's a little bit of light padding on the inside, but massive protection throughout this entire piece from SIDI. And that's really the one thing that I want to just keep hitting home. There's so many different options for men out there, and the one thing we've been asking manufacturers for here at RevZilla, Anthony's been harping on it for years, is we want more options for hardcore women riders that want to get out there and really put bikes through the paces the same way that men do. And this is going to be an option for you out there that's going to sit at the very top of the food chain, and SIDI gets a big thumbs up for bringing the new X-3 Lei to market to offer all of you women out there really aggressive, beefed up protection. Now, if you want to hear more about what other ladies have to say about the X-3 Lei, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting the X3 through its paces. If you have more questions for some of the female gear geeks here on staff, give them a shout at 877-792-9455, or simply shoot us an email, cs@revzilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the SIDI X-3 Lei Boots. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.